Matthew Broderick is with us. Where should we start? What haven't you been asked?
Oh, man. Give me a try. I don't know.
Have people talked to you about this really interesting string of older actors you've gotten to work with who, for any of us, even someone who wasn't an actor by trade, it would be a dream come true?
Yeah.
You know, to perform with Jason Robards and with Jack Lemmon. I mean, you've got a pretty long list of, if you made a list and said, here are the people I want to be on stage with or on screen with before I get out of this, you put a lot of check marks on that list.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to think who's left. I mean, there are a lot, but Dustin Hoffman. I mean, I wish I could work with. There are people who had, you know, worked way before me that I wish, like Spencer Tracy or somebody like that. But I've been incredibly fortunate. Just to work with Brando alone is enough, but to add Sean Connery or who else? Everybody.
What was Brando like to work with in The Freshman? This was a brilliant bit of business that he did.
He was
spoofing his own role in The Godfather to some extent.
Yeah. He was. It was completely thrilling to work with him. I remember the first time when I met him, he was about a half an hour late to we had a rehearsal in the director's hotel room. So we were all expecting Marlon, I call him, to come at about 4:30 or whatever it was. And starting around that time, everybody was waiting for the doorbell to ring, and he knew that Marlon Brando was coming in, and we were getting more and more petrified. And finally there was a knock, and opened the door, and there's this big guy with a velour sweatsuit and cowboy boots and glasses like almost Elvis-type glasses.
All right, so Burt Parks is there, but when did Brando show up?
Well, no, that was Brando.
Oh,
and he was I remember he dropped to his knees apologizing for being late. So he crawled through the door to the director. And then he gave everybody big hugs and stuff, but he put everybody at ease somehow, very quickly. So working with him was always, the time when you're actually working and doing the scene with him you're totally involved in the scene because he's just so exciting to watch and throwing out so much that it's all you can do to just keep up with him or try to at least understand what he's doing. So it was a great thrill.
Apart from the thrill, was the benefit just what you got sort of by observing him, or was there direct counseling that he provided?
More observing. He gives counseling, but never about acting. Everybody always kind of wants to steer him toward talking about acting, but he'd rather talk about, you know, bugs or, you know, the study of strange bits of science that he gets interested in that nobody else is interested in, or things about separating twins, you know. It's so interesting with the twins that brought together the firecracker, you know, and you're just waiting for him to get back to the... I asked him once, do you ever... do you go to dailies? And he said, no, I get very depressed. I don't, I'm not happy with it. And he said he told the director, after he'd seen a film, he was very unhappy, and it really hurt the director's feelings, so he didn't want to go to them anymore. And I said, well, what movie was that? And he said, that was On the Waterfront. And so I said, well, you should see something else, because you've done a lot of good movies, actually.
You know, I have such good feelings about you. I'm absolutely filled with emotion. I never had a son.
Hard to resist the temptation to run observations of your own by him. Oh, Mr. Brando, tell me about this from One-Eyed Jackson. Tell me about this from On the Waterfront or The Godfather or whatever.
That's what you keep wanting to ask, And he did tell me about that scene with the... He said, I did a scene in the back of a taxi cab with a guy playing my brother. You know, he's talking about the... Oh, Charlie, it was you.
About Rod Steiger, right?
Yeah. But he talks about it like it's just a scene in a film that he did, which is... But, and he was starting to tell me... And I felt I was getting very close to, like, the secret of the universe, because he was saying how he had figured this scene, you know. I forget. He said, the director was very angry at me, but I knew that I don't think that he's going to shoot me because he's my brother, and I know that, you know, knock, knock, knock. Marlon, we have these socks that you want. Are you going to wear the black ones, the brown ones? You know, we were in the trailer. And he never got back to that again. So I don't know
So he's
how he
left
did
you
that.
hanging.
Yeah.
You got a number you'd like to
No.
like to put out there?
Oh, no. You mean for him to call me?
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd call right up. I know that. Yeah.
Now, a different sort of personality, it seems to me. Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
If he's intimidating at all, it's only from the standpoint of his body of work and his talent, because here's a guy you could sit right down and on 30 seconds acquaintance feel completely at ease with.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's remarkably normal. He's like you wouldn't even know he was an entertainer, really.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very outgoing and friendly, but he's not affected at all that I could see. I mean, he talks of very ordinary day-to-day problems, and he's it's hard for me to talk about it without sounding like, I always feel like I'm, you know, ego stroking or whatever, but he was completely lovely to work with, totally easy to work with, and as well as being a great actor, but he does not act like a great actor. He's just a perfect co-worker.
You appeared with him in Life in the Theater?
Right, yeah.
Which I didn't see, and I apologize for that, so fill me in.
That's okay. It's two actors, and the press report says one is on the wane and one is on the rise. And I'm on the rise, and he's on the wane, I guess. And we're stuck in a small dressing room often and working in a theater company where we get to play like 5 or 6 plays within a play. So there are a lot of scenes where we're like lawyers from the turn of the English lawyers from the turn of the century or revolutionaries, and so it's a fun part because we get to do all these different bits. And
is there something wrong between you and Gillian?
Gillian's going to have a baby.
Why, this is marvelous. How long have you known?
Since this morning.
How marvelous.
It isn't mine.
It's not.
No.
Oh.
When you talk about some of these great actors you've shared movies or stage roles with, Robards, Dustin Hoffman, Jack Lemmon, Marlon Brando, there's probably others that I've left out.
Yeah.
Is there anything important that they all have in common?
Well, one nice thing is how different they all are. I mean, you certainly get the idea that there's...
So what they have in common is their differences.
Well, I mean, it's nice to see that there's not one secret to having a successful career, you know? I mean, there's all different ways. If there's anything in common is they all are very ambitious. I mean, they all work very hard and desperately want to do a great role, you know, and find a great role. They're all very driven, all the ones I worked with.
Driven by the work.
Yeah.
Rather than by career building at this stage, because that's already in place.
Right. No, they're pretty much... I mean, those start to come together a little bit, you know, because you can say, if I get a great role in a great movie, it'll help my career. But, I mean, it works... They're both going at once. But they're all hyper involved. I don't know what a good phrase for it is.
You ever lose the feeling like you've got to prove something early on? Or has it gotten to the point where you pretty much guess you've done enough, despite your youthful appearance and whatever, you've done enough that they ought to know who you are?
Who, these greats who I've worked with? No, I mean, once I meet them, I always have the job already, so I don't feel like I'm going to be thrown out, exactly. Yeah. Maybe with Brando, I thought, you know, what if he doesn't like me? I'm sure I'd be found in a gutter 10 years later, you know, and not knowing my own name and underwear. But, no, I always, once you start working with somebody who's that good, you just start to think about that, and you get over your fear.
from the top of the highest mountain, over land, over sea, in the desert, in the pits, when it absolutely has to start. The battery is Die Hard. Sears Die Hard. More power when and where you need it most.
Baked rolled gold pretzels. Rolled gold. What kind of a word is R-O-L-D? It's no kind of word. And gold. They're not gold. They're pretzel colored.
I couldn't help but notice your pretzels.
Most people don't realize they're low in fat.
Hey, April.
April. What kind of a name is April? It's a month, not a person.
Rolled gold pretzels. They're not rolled, they're not gold, but they are America's favorite.
She knew the color of Max Factor's lasting color lipstick would stay new for miles. But then what?
After her long train trip, her beau greeted her with a long kiss, then asked, "Am I late?" As she glimpsed her fellow traveler from across the platform, she thought to herself, "No, you're just in time."
Lasting color lipstick. Color reserves keep color creamy new for miles. Lips that go the distance. Max Factor International.
With an available V8, full-time four-wheel drive, standard four-wheel anti-lock brakes, and driver's side airbag, Jeep Grand Cherokee is fully equipped to handle life in the wild. Of course, it's also quite comfortable in more civilized surroundings. Now save up to $1,750 on select Grand Cherokees.
See your California Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Who took the most active interest in you? Apart from giving a good professional performance,
Jason Robards.
Jason Robards?
That was my first movie. And
Max Dugan Returns.
Right. And he had been very close with my father way back. And they worked together a few times. And my father was actually sick at the time. So Jason was extremely helpful to me because it was my first job, and he'd take me to lunch all the time. I don't think he gave me that much actual acting advice, except that he clearly thought I belonged there, you know, which meant the world to me. So he was very helpful. He was instrumental for me.
A remarkably, for lack of a better term, you know, tried as it seems, a remarkably nice man in my limited contact with him, and something almost disarming. He asked me once if I could get him tickets to the Baltimore Orioles game. And I got him the tickets, but I'm saying to myself, and I wasn't bold enough to say it to him, "Hey, I think if you pick up the phone and say, 'This is Jason Robards. I'd like 2 behind the plate for the Baltimore-New York game on Tuesday," the guy's not going to say, "Mr. Robards, we're very busy here." You know? But he thought he needed an in to get the tickets.
Yeah, well, you know, maybe his history, you know, he's been around a long time. He was very not a name who would get a ticket at a ballpark for many, many years. I think he was in his 30s or well in there somewhere before he had any success, really, as far as I know. So maybe there's still some of that in him.
Now, your situation's the opposite. You're a success, and you've got a Tony before you're out of your teens. So what do you remember, if anything at all, about doubting yourself?
Oh, I don't have to look far back to remember that.
We talking this week or what?
Yeah, well, now, at this minute. What am I answering? Do I remember doubting myself?
The short-term memory here is really slipping, Matthew.
I told you I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. Yeah, I really don't know what I'm saying.
Self-doubt.
Self-doubt, yes. I'm cured.
I'm happy to have helped.
Yeah, I had less self-doubt, I think, when I was starting for some reason. I don't know if that's true or I just remember it that way, but I had a lot of success very young, and it didn't, as I remember it, mean that much to me in some way. Like I thought for a while that every time you do a play, you win a lot of awards, and it's, you know, that's just, you do the play, then it's the award ceremony, then you finish the play, you do another play, there's another award ceremony. I thought that was sort of part of the play. And as the years have gone on, I've found that often you do the play and that you don't go to the award ceremony. So things, you know, they aren't quite what I thought they were. But doubt comes and goes all the time. I think most actors, you know, when you're not in the middle of working on a job that you love, you think you never will.
Brighton Beach Memories, Biloxi Blues, Max Dugan, all Neil Simon stuff. Would you like to do another Simon?
Oh yeah,
bit of
sure,
business?
sure. I'd love to. I loved doing those plays. I mean, they were my first big break, you know.
When you played the gay character in Torch Song Trilogy, Harvey Firestein's play, there were some people that said, "Don't do that, kid," right?
Yeah. I did. When I got out of high school, I started auditioning for things, and I first got a movie that was called No Small Affair, and I was the lead opposite Sally Field, and Marty Ritt was directing it. And I had a summer to prepare, and they taught me to be a photographer, and they lent me these cameras, and I worked for months and months. And I thought that I was, you know, well, this is it, I'm a movie star. And 2 weeks into shooting, I went to Central Park where we were shooting, and they said, "No, don't put the costume on yet. Just wait. We'll come back." And a few hours later, they said, "Go home. You know, the director's ill, whatever." And the whole movie fell apart a few weeks later, which was totally very unusual. But the whole movie collapsed on itself. So I was miserable for a good while. And about a year later, I finally got cast in something, which was Torch Song Trilogy. And my agent said, "You know, I don't want you to be typed as a gay whatever," or he had some reservations. But I was, I mean, I would have been typed as anything,
whatever
you know,
it was.
the Jungle Boy. I mean, I didn't care. But I also, it was such a good play. It was clearly, and I just didn't care about it. I just thought this is a good part. I don't care if it's gay, straight, whatever. I didn't care at all.
How'd your family feel?
Well, they didn't care. My father...
Your father being an actor, I mean, he understands.
Yeah,
you play a good role, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you play an axe murderer. Not that that's like you know, gays, axe murderers. I don't mean it like that. But I mean, I don't know. If I didn't want to play anybody who was gay, I'd be leaving out what, half the world. Or I mean,
is that the new percentage now?
Yeah, according to me. I don't know.
The updated Kinsey report says 50%. Shocking news.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm the first one to break the story.
Finally, there's a TV that proves technology can make our lives easier. A Magnavox TV with a precise color picture, smart windows which preview other channels, and the unique smart sound feature, which ensures your volume will stay at normal levels no matter what comes on. Magnavox is so smart, I didn't even have to show up for this commercial. How'd I do?
Great, you were great.
The innovative TVs from Magnavox. Smart, very smart.
Good news! Now when you buy a Subway steak and cheese sub with a medium soft drink, you can get a regular 6-inch sub for 99 cents. Just a penny less to the bar.
The steak and cheese sub at Subway. The place where fresh is the taste.
Well, at least they get a meal on this flight.
The no-nonsense American woman is now in great shape. The comfortable figure-smoothing pantyhose that help slim your tummy, hips, and even your thighs. Women who do great things are in great shape.
No-nonsense American woman.
He'll have his grandfather's big ears and his mother's curls. He's pre-wired for a great sense of humor. And against all odds, he's full term. And while this may not be important to everyone watching, it is important to Tommy's family and to us. That's why we monitor expectant mothers from the start and give special attention to every high-risk pregnancy. Cigna Healthcare, a business of caring.
Do I look all right?
You look great. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Southern California Savings made a personal-sized commercial.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Pearsall.
Hi, this is Tim. Isn't he cute?
Because we're known for personal-sized banking.
And this is my banker, Gail.
Mrs. Pearsall has been coming here as long as I can remember.
For big commercials, go to a big bank. But for personal-sized banking, come to Southern California Savings.
Did you get a good shot of Tim?
What has been written about you that was negative, where you had to say, yeah, that's more or less right?
Nothing. I don't think anything. I've when you read reviews, the one nice thing is if you read a whole bunch of them at once, I don't read them anymore. I haven't read them in years because I just can't handle it. But you'll find that they're not very consistent, you know. One guy will dislike it for an entirely different reason than the other guy disliked it. Often there's not even a trend in them. So I try to listen to the people I trust and avoid getting too involved in the reviews. But that's why I really don't even read them now, because because somebody will pick on some moment in a play, and then when you get to that moment, that's what you're thinking about, you know? And you don't want that.
Yeah, very different, obviously, with a play where you're going to go back out and do it the next night and the night after. Than with a movie, which for better or worse is done. That's it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's totally different.
Your father was a good actor. Did that lead you in that direction? Or, as happens with some people, you say, wait a minute, I'm not going to do what my old man did?
I think it probably led me. I used to follow him around. You know, he worked in the theater mostly, and my family, we would have summers out of the city by following him to some summer stock company, or, you know, Stockbridge or something like that. And I used to always love to come to the theater. I'd most nights be at the theater. I didn't necessarily like to watch the play every time, but I'd love to be backstage and hang around with the actors or stage hands. I liked the light board. I liked climbing up in the rafters, you know. I just really liked it.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I thought I didn't want to be on a stage. I thought, but I want to be a stage manager or something technical, because I was kind of scared of the idea of going on a stage myself. But I knew I wanted to be in a theater.
For people who might not be familiar with his stage work, I guess the thing that people out there would remember your dad from best would be as Christy McNichol's father in Family. Right?
Yeah, or Dog Day Afternoon he was in, and yeah, Brenner he did. It was an old TV series.
The David Brenner story, was that?
No, it was...
Sounds like a detective thing,
it was.
Brenner.
He was the young cop, and Edward Binns was the old, you know, not old quite, but the wise cop.
How much of your success did your dad see?
Not very much. He saw Torch Song Trilogy, and that was about it. That was my first paying job successful, and it was successful, and he saw that. He was aware of me doing my first 2 movies and getting the role in Brighton Beach Memoirs, but he never saw either of those movies, and he never saw Brighton Beach. He died after my first rehearsal of Brighton Beach, after calling me on a movie set, or he had my mom call, to find out how the rehearsal had gone, because I'd rehearsed that day for Brighton Beach, because he knew that he thought that's going to be a big deal for me. So he said, how'd it go? And I told him all about the day, and that was the last time I spoke to him.
You think you've shaken the eternal teen tag? You know, not just the stage stuff in the Neil Simon stuff, but, you know, Ferris Bueller's Day Off was a big thing, a John Hughes film, and you still look very young, even though you're in your early 30s.
Right. Well, it's not for lack of trying. I mean, I've done a lot of adult roles, and it always sounds like porno films, which I don't. But yeah, I do adult entertainment now. But you know, I don't know. I just keep slugging away. I mean, my success has been definitely more with the team. I mean, you know, I do all this work, and I go out in the street, and people say, "Ferris, yo, Ferris." You know, I'm still Ferris. So I don't feel it like that, but it does seem to be how I'm looked at.
It doesn't seem to bother you very much, though.
No, I mean, no, I've accepted it. I mean, I like it. It's usually meant well.
Last thing before we let you run here. What would you like to do in the near future, professionally? Besides get up and get out of here.
No, I like it here. I could blah, 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 blah. What would I like to do professionally? I wish I knew that better. What I would like to do professionally is to know what I want to do professionally, because then I could probably generate my own stuff better. I don't like waiting around for somebody to think, yeah, he'd be good in that.
Yeah. I've heard talk of you doing How to Succeed in Business, bringing it back to Broadway. I would guess reprising the old Robert Morse role.
Yeah, what do you think
Although
of
you
that?
wouldn't be reprising it. He would have to reprise it.
Yeah, that's right. Do you think that's a good idea? See, I can't make these decisions.
You want my advice?
Yeah.
Do it, kid.
Really?
As long as you have a good delivery and you look great.
You need a carnation.
And about 200 pounds. Back after this.
Do you want your car done right?
If you want your car done right, it has to be done by the right people.
We take care of our customers. We do the job right.
At this Jiffy Lube, we use Pennzoil.
The customer comes first.
Can't do better than Pennzoil.
Experience counts.
We're only as good as our people. That's why Jiffy Lube is America's favorite oil change.
We got experience at Jiffy Lube.
Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change.
Call it the ultimate test of a household cleaner, the Polish sausage test. Glass cleaners can't always cut the grease, and spray cleaners can leave streaks on glass. But 409 Glass and Surface Cleaner cuts the grease and cleans the glass, even grease on glass, without streaking. 409 Glass and Surface Cleaner. It's better than your spray cleaner, better than your glass cleaner.
How wild is the taste of Hershey's cookies and mint? The mouth-watering combination of crunchy cookie bits and lightly minted Hershey's chocolate is outrageous. It's the coolest Hershey bar so far.
Nice shot.
The excitement strikes November 12th. The Three Musketeers, rated PG.
Hey, Vern, heard you've been having trouble with that old hunk of junk you've been driving. Cerritos Auto Square is where you gotta go, Vern. Vern, when you buy a new car or truck from Cerritos Auto Square, you not only get a low price, you get more for your trade-in. That's right, buddy, a low price plus a higher trade-in allowance. You get them both. Cerritos Auto Square, Vern, number one, numero uno, comprendo? Burn it.
605 Freeway at South Street in Cerritos.
Life in the Theater is currently playing on TNT, the David Mamet work with Jack Lemmon and this man, Matthew Broderick. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you at last.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We'll see you later.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.
NBC has what you've been searching for. The biggest stars solving the biggest mysteries. The NBC Friday Night Mystery premieres this Friday.
From NBC Studios in New York, it's Late Night with Costas.